you see on the Burlington side, just one senior.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Anacortes High School welcomes you to Williams Gymnasium for tonight's Northwest Conference match between the visiting Burlington Edison Tigers and our Anacortes Seahawks. Anacortes is proud to be a Just Play Fair member school. It's our expectation that all fans, athletes, and coaches participating at any school-sponsored event meet the highest standards of sportsmanship. Our intent is to honor the integrity of the game and to promote goodwill towards officials, athletes, and fans. Also, this year, our season depends on the cooperation and support from everyone to follow the safety guidelines set by the Washington Department of Health, the Governor's Office, Washington Interscholastic Activity Association, and Skagit County Department of Health. As we have seen, the opportunity to play sports can be taken away by the spread of COVID-19. We ask that everyone in attendance wear a facial covering, use proper hygiene, and keep yourself and your family 6 feet apart from other families. Our ability to follow these guidelines will go a long way in determining how much of a season our student athletes will have. Thank you for your cooperation, and please remember to back up, mask up, and wash up. And now let's meet tonight's lineups. First, introducing the Burlington Edison Tigers. Number 2, sophomore, Milani Rain. Number 3, junior, Amy Renaud. Number 5, junior, Jordan Smith. Number 7, senior, Gabriella McKenzie. Number 8, sophomore, Adria Ray. Number 9, sophomore, Brooke Tyler. Number 11, sophomore, Anika Mason. And number 12, freshman, Clara Hauser. Head coach for Burlington is Tanya Brewer, assisted by Jessica Fleury, Rachel Zaccardi, and Carly Watson. And now introducing your Anacortes Seahawks. Number 1, she's a junior, Kara Flynn. Number 2, sophomore, Brittany Goss. Number 3, she's a junior, Ari Bickley. Number 4, junior, Skylar Whistler. Number 5, a sophomore, Grease Ilston. Number 6, junior, Severa Coolington. Number 7, a senior, Joey Keltner. Number 8, a senior, Lauren Long. Number 12, a freshman, Kendall Flynn. And number 13, a senior, Alyssa Kaiser. Seahawks are coached by Kelsey Swap, assisted by Kara Hardesty, Mark Seacock, Tim Winchester, and Seth Loftus-Lagarde. Officials for tonight are Kelly Hayden and Daryl Bistad. Now would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
And that is Brooke Tyler, number 10, that we'll be looking at to answer that question. Nope, that is Clara Browser.
Jordan Smith with the serve. As Whistler will send it over. Quick kill. Anacortes taking the lead here. Nice ball from Whistler.
That first point, starting the mental game the way the Seahawks wanted it.
Here comes Reese Ilston, serving specialist for the Seahawks, number 5. That's the sophomore in her second season here at Anacortes.
Presumably they're playing Reese here because they want to keep that momentum from the beginning of the game.
Good double block there from Keltner and Flynn.
Really well received there by Burlington Edison. Can't say the same about that hit, unfortunately.
Not enough on the ball there by Milani Rain. Anacortes picking up the point here again. Good start here from the Seahawks.
Just out of bounds on the serve there.
Good call. That's number 9, Brooke Tyler. Letting the ball roll out of bounds. And Burlington now with the opportunity to tie the game up. Rain to serve here.
Ariana Bickley, the defensive specialist, receiving that ball, but coming in really low. That's a difficult one.
Great effort from Bickley there. As we've seen in previous games, definitely not afraid of the ground. She'll take every dive she needs to ensure an opportunity for Anacortes to rally the ball, but not enough there.
Another low and fast serve. That is Brooke Tyler from Burlington Edison. Really making the Seahawks choke.
Nice kill there from Gabriella McKenzie. And now Burlington taking the lead here. Rain again to serve.
Switching up the sides here. She wants to keep the Seahawks on their toes, I presume.
And they know it immediately there. That's fairly far out of bounds for Burlington. So now a tie score as Whistler in position to serve here. Had a great kill for the opening point. And a nice serve as well.
Setter having to cover a lot of ground on Burlington Edison side.
There's Keltner after a good set from Flynn. There's McKenzie again.
Skylar Whistler with a nice reception.
Bickley will send it over, and she tapped it, folks.
Anacortes tying it up again here, 3-3 post-game in these early points.
Just took the lead.
Mind. Yeah, my bad.
All good, all good. Early stages.
We're
still getting out those
too,
pregame jitters. That's right. We're as nervous as anyone, folks. We want the Seahawks to come away with a win here. So, excuse our early mistakes here. McKenzie again. Here's Kaiser. Nice kill from Kaiser, her first of the night. We saw plenty of them last week.
We did. And Skylar to continue serving here. Kaiser signaling something with her hands there.
Strong hit from McKenzie.
Really well placed by Burlington Edison right to that back corner.
We're seeing early on number 7, just the only senior on the team for Burlington, marking her presence here early on in the game.
That one
There's
coming from Joey Keltner. Do you know what's going on?
Well, we know the point went to Burlington.
Oh, that might have been net.
Net violation.
Yeah. Kaiser coming in for a second of the night. Almost takes that one as well.
Good dive there from Jordan Smith. Can't get it over the net.
That was number 2, Milani Rain. Anacortes here seeming to have quite the height advantage.
Couple tall players for Burlington, but Anacortes is definitely the more well-rounded team as far as size goes. Quick tip there from McKenzie. Here comes Kaiser.
She's always ready to get the ball in the corner there.
A little too much on that from Brooke Tyler. Out of bounds. Keltner now to serve. And you see in the Burlington lineup, half their squad, 4 of the 8 varsity players are sophomores, so they do have a young, strong team here as Rain is unable to receive it well enough.
Anacortes, against the odds, coming in an early lead here, 8-5. We were not expecting this.
Keltner will send it over. High ball there received by Smith.
That was number 7, the senior with the hit.
Good hustle from Flynn to get a set in, and a free baller from Kaiser. Nice tip kept up by Flynn, but Whistler wasn't able to get to that ball.
This will be the first serving from the senior on the Burlington Edison side. We'll see how this goes.
Bickley coming back in for the Seahawks.
Lauren Long with her first set or spike of the night. Fortunately, that one was set a little bit low, and I don't think she had the right angle coming at the net.
Now McKenzie, who's been operating at a high level in the front court, catches Reese off guard, and the serve there is enough to propel Burlington forward to tie the game up. 8-8 here.
seemed to be some sort of call before the ball hitting the net there.
Good block there from Edison.
We felt
Burlington
that one up
Edison,
in the
that
booth.
is. So Burlington here, coming from a 3-point deficit early on and taking the lead quickly. Back and forth game we're seeing here. And Keltner will send it over smoothly. As Smith looking, great block from Long. There's McKenzie, another great block from Flynn. And a good dive from Bickley there as she'll send it over.
This is quite the point here, folks.
Strong rally, yeah.
Playing the ball high for a little bit of rest
Bickley.
there.
A great rally here, folks.
That's what, the 4th or 5th block of the point.
And Kaiser will get it in bounds from the beautiful set from Flynn. You know her name, folks. Killer Kaiser making her presence known early on in the first set. Tie game here.
Anacortes subbing in Kendall Flynn for Reese Ilston here.
Now the older Flynn, that's Kenna, to serve. Little miscommunication, still able to get it over.
Kaiser again. Jump. Oh, and missed block there. Point Seahawks.
Burlington's number 5. That's Jordan Smith. She's going. Tapping her chest. Yep, I got it. That's me.
Communication from Bickley on the Anacortes side here. Got something in the works.
And that's the freshman, Clara Bowser, excuse me. Unable to receive that ball successfully.
Seems like a struggle from both sides when the ball goes right to the middle. You're not sure whether to set or hit. Another well-placed ball from Burlington Edison there. Anacortes wasn't sure who that one was, who was accountable for that. Brooke Tyler to serve here. Received by Kaiser in the back. Not a typical position for her.
Not sure if she knew that ball was coming back her way. Unable to keep that ball in bounds. And what do you know, folks? We're at a tie game again, 11-11.
Again, a little bit surprised receiving the serve there. I don't think that is her comfort zone in the back.
But a quick tip from Lauren Long will give Anacortes the advantage here. Now Kaiser to serve.
Skylar Whistler subbing in for Bickley, I believe. Long, unfortunately, and Burlington Edison knew it.
Ray will send it up. Flynn to her younger sister. Still in play by Burlington. Here's Smith trying to send it over. And a block by Long, but in the wrong direction as it sails far left.
Here's number 8, Adria Ray.
Adria Ray. Tomato.
I should have been paying more attention when they're introducing players.
So a similar play with a different outcome there. Smith had to go out wide to try and keep that ball in bounds. Unable to do it that time. So now Bickley
13-13 here, folks. This game is stayed really tight. We've had a couple really great games these last two home ones.
Quick ace from Bickley there. Great play there by Burlington. Number 3, Amy Renaud. Not afraid of the ground there, keeping that ball up for a quick kill by Burlington Edison.
You can tell they were happy with that one. Team cheer right afterwards. Skyler with an attempted spike, but blocked.
And a quick dump from Renaud there.
Really catching Anacortes off guard.
Yeah, great read there by the junior, Amy Renaud. Let ball from Smith, kept up by Keltner. Here's Whistler. And a quick kill from Whistler.
Burlington Edison really letting us have a lot of those that might have been out. We'll have to see if they get used to that throughout the game, maybe.
I think one of the challenges with that backcourt, those players, is knowing sort of, the length. Do they know if the trajectory's sending that ball out of bounds, or is it gonna have to be played? It's a tough decision.
Absolutely, you got to have some stellar spatial awareness to play this game.
Whistler able to send it over yet again.
Reese Ilston serving here. She's been very successful in the past. Unfortunately, that one going into the net. We were talking last time about how we tend to jinx things.
I don't like to think that Cooper and I have an omnipotent power, but if there is one, that would be evidence of it right there, folks.
By the end of this season, we'll have plenty of that evidence if we keep broadcasting these.
Here's the freshman Bowser serving. Kenner will put it up for Whistler. Straight out of bounds. Adria Ray got a hand on it, but in the wrong direction as that sailed well into the bleachers. As we see the connection between the older Flynn sister and Whistler working here early, as now she'll serve. Good.
Bickley diving for it. It pays off.
Kaiser sends it over. There's Mackenzie. We've seen her tonight, and she'll continue to bump her stat sheet. A kill there from Gabriella Mackenzie.
Burlington Edison really seeming to like those low sets, where you see kind of hitting it higher most of the time, and Anacortes doesn't have time to react because that ball doesn't spend any time up in the air.
Kaiser trying to hustle with that ball sailing out of bounds after the dive from Whistler, unable to get there.
Number 3, Amy, I'm not going to try for the last name. Amy serving.
Renaud. Good anticipation there from Tyler. Out of bounds, however.
It's a great call from Bickley. We were talking about that space awareness just minutes ago, and paid off for her.
Number 7, Joey Keltner.
Speaking of, Bickley now coming out. She'll get a quick break. She doesn't see a lot of that time on the bench.
That one almost too close to call, but point going to Burlington Edison.
What do you know? She's right back in. Got a quick sip of water, and that's about it. Mackenzie sends it over.
Kaiser seeming to get too far to the left of that ball. Sort of slipped off to her right. Number 7 here, Gabriella Mackenzie to serve. Received by Reese Ilston and put up by Ariana Bickley.
Here's Kaiser, good block. And Lauren Long with the tip. Sends it right over the head of number 8. Sorry, I needed a minute to get that number. Ray. And Mackenzie unable to react quickly enough.
Lauren Long seeming to make a lot of smart plays tonight. She's been really aware of where the other team is and putting the ball where they are not.
Veteran player on this varsity squad is a senior. Nice double block there. Really, I mean, you could almost call it a triple block. All three of Anacortes' front court players there ready to put that ball back over the net, and they did. Now a tie game yet again, 2020. Good block there from Long. We've seen a lot of those tonight as they continue yet again. Still on the Anacortes side, though. Can they get it over? They will. Quick tip from Kaiser.
Those blocks saving us so far this game. Anacortes has been consistently keeping that ball from going
Good
back.
dive from Keltner there, but the ball sailing just completely in the wrong direction, unfortunately. As Burlington grabbing the lead again here. If you're just joining us, still in the first set here, 21-20 is your opening score, so a tight game to say the least. It's been back and forth all night long.
Unfortunately, a bad read from Anacortes there. And these points are critical nearing the end of this first set. Burlington Edison only 3 away from claiming the first.
Yeah, you don't want to give the momentum to the Tigers here as they get closer to that 25-point mark. Don't want to give them any sort of edge.
No, we're going to be needing all we can get this game.
And the Flynn to Flynn combo, just a little too powerful there is the freshman, Kendall Flynn, as that one sails out of bounds. Now, Burlington nearing closer to a victory in this first set. Can Anacortes come back?
See some distracting tactics from Anacortes there.
And once again, it'll roll out of bounds.
Hard to think Anacortes will keep this one. Burlington Edison is only 1 point away.
Then again, never too late, right?
Absolutely
24-20, so
not.
they do still need a point. As we see a timeout from the Seahawks, try to talk things over and created somewhat surprisingly in the late stages of this first set and grab a win.
Served by Brooke Tyler, number 9.
This time it's the correct read. That one goes out of bounds.
And we needed that to keep this momentum going. We'll see if they sub in their serving specialist here. It might be too late for that.
Kaiser will send it over.
Well placed.
Here's McKenzie. And Anacortes unable to get to that one.
Unfortunately, Burlington will be taking this first set. And Anacortes is going to try not to let that get in their heads. Silence in the gym here as only Anacortes fans in the stands.
One of them is going to end up no longer undefeated when they exit this gym tonight. The only question is, which team will it be? Right now, it looks like it might be Anacortes as McKenzie sets up a great spike there. Well, doesn't set it up, just hit it over, rather.
Alrighty, number 2, Milani. Oh, I struggle with the name so much.
It's all
Milani
good. It's all
Rain.
good. Whistler able to get it over. And Keltner blocking it. Burlington still in play here.
Set by Alyssa Kaiser, you don't see that a lot. Low ball there. Really hard to get those ones over the net.
Touch the net, and then actually Amy Renaud was able to keep the ball up, and then on the third hit, no one was able to get there as it started coming out of bounds. Smith was looking for an opportunity but couldn't get there quickly enough.
Certainly hard when the ball gets to those edges because your own players are sort of in the way of the team. There's
Right.
only one way to get there, and it's through your teammates.
Quick kill there from McKenzie.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 3, Amy Renaud.
You said with those adjectives, man. I need to preface kills with a different adjective. I've said quick all night. And yet again, Anacortes unable to receive that ball properly. 3-1 lead here for Burlington.
We've seen a lot of those balls sort of ricochet out of the back court today. And you know, there's another one.
Just not getting the right initial touch.
Yeah, seemingly trying to get their arms behind it rather than their feet. Number 3, Amy Renaud to keep serving.
Hey, you got the name right that time. Keltner will send it over.
Is practice.
And Renaud will set it for McKenzie.
Senior there with a spike.
Here's Bickley. As Tyler sends it over for a kill.
That one just barely in bounds. Looked out from here, but the refs call it towards Burlington Edison.
So now, in the early onset of this second set, we see Anacortes take a timeout. They took one late in the first set, right before falling to the Tigers 25-21. Now it's 5-1, and they're taking another one here. Trying not to let this set slip away from them. Go ahead, Goop.
Oh, that's actually just where I was going with it. They're trying to break up the momentum here from Burlington Edison. It's so easy once you get into that rhythm for it to keep coming.
Just keep rolling. Yeah,
Anacortes does not need any of that.
So talking things over here, that's the head coach, Swap, trying to muster some strength out of her players here. Tell them, hey, we've been in these games to this point, so let's not lose our heads here after losing the first set. Let's keep plowing forward, and let's come back with a win in the second set and try to retaliate quickly instead of going down 2-0, which would be hard to come back from.
And as the team down right now, with the right mentalities, that's an almost easier place to be the chaser than trying to hold your lead. There's much more pressure towards Burlington Edison here with them already up.
Block unsuccessful by McKenzie and Tyler there as Keltner gets the kill.
Lauren Long now is subbing in for Ariana Bickley on the Anacortes side.
I've got to wager that Bickley doesn't spend more than 60 seconds out of bounds.
Absolutely not. She seems critical to this team.
And there's McKenzie again with a strong spike and a kill.
Joey Keltner giving her best effort to get under that one, but coming in too fast.
What do you know, folks? Here comes Bickley back again, this time taking Whistler out of the game, and McKenzie will serve now.
Unlimited number of subs for those liberos, but the endurance of Bickley is off the chart. She plays the whole game.
Pretty much. Impressive, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Seriously, to say the least. Flynn will send it over just out of bounds, wide right.
From the Tigers, number 9, Brooke Tyler to serve. You can see they're kind of trying not to make the first hit. She is the setter, and so she wants to be the second hit, and that was causing some problems there because the ball came straight to her.
Burlington will continue to serve here. Tyler with a jump serve. Kenna able to get there, and her sister Flynn trying to keep it in bounds, but unable to do so. Just past that end line. 6-point lead now for the Tigers.
Kendall trying for the kill, but unfortunately into the net. And Anacortes losing points again. We're up by 7, but if we're looking at percentages here, we are down less by comparison, so maybe that's a good thing.
Not sure I'm following, but that's okay. We'll keep moving here, folks, as Tyler serves. Here's Kaiser, and there we go. They'll finally put a point back on the board and get to serve again.
So much force behind that. I would not want to be on the receiving end of Kaiser spiking it.
As Whistler comes back in for Bickley, momentarily would be my guess. Good read there from Brooke Tyler Out of bounds by Kaiser. And back to Burlington we go.
Bickley taking advantage of another presumably very short break.
That one might have been out of bounds, but Renaud kept it in play. Good block from Flynn. Here's McKenzie again. And Seahawks thought there was enough on Kaiser's first touch to get it over. There you see there wasn't, of course. And Adria Ray. Adria? Not sure. The name game is arguably the toughest part of our job, folks. Can't lie.
We should get Siri in here before the match to figure out how they're all pronounced.
Here's Whistler! Yet again, out of bounds. We've seen a lot of those. No shortage of power by the outside hitters from Anacortes, but more placement of an issue.
Yes, the talent is absolutely there on Anacortes, but we are lacking a little bit in the consistency, and that's where Burlington Edison is capitalizing. You see minimal serves out of bounds from Burlington Edison, and just overall slightly more control.
Good block there. Bit of a crazy rally. That hit the top post. Swaps motioning to the official right now. And they're going to have to talk this over.
Having a little powwow there between the net refs.
Interesting choice of words. I like it, though. Powwow. Don't hear that every day. So they're talking about how it hit the post that's holding that basketball rim up, and serves to give Anacortes the point, hopefully, but of course to no avail is Swap's challenge.
Was that a redo, or did Burlington Edison get the point there?
In fact, it may be good dump there from Amy Renaud. Folks, they've got us confused here.
We should have been looking at that scoreboard before.
Nevertheless, we'll go ahead and move on. So now a 10-point lead that Burlington has created stands in the way of the Seahawks.
And it's funny how things change so fast between the first set and the second, with the first being such a close match, and a whole different tide for the second one.
With that being said, Kaiser goes ahead and says, nope, we are not out of it yet.
She's making a statement there. Bickley back in again.
I would say that's the longest break of the night for her.
Perhaps so.
As Renaud tries to get it to Smith.
Good save by Kaiser.
There's Flynn. Another point. I got a little excited there.
He did. We are crawling back up the scoreboard, folks. 6:14 now.
Not enough on that one from Bickley.
Trying to keep it low, but it's a little bit too low.
Yeah, if she would have been able to punch it over the net on a let ball, those are very dangerous for the team receiving the set. And we see sort of a parallel motion there from Smith serving as another ball going straight into the net. Here comes Goss.
For the second time tonight, she's getting much more playing time this game than last. See if we can talk to the coach about that afterwards and get you the story.
McKenzie, good
Stellar
double block there from Keltner and Flynn.
Yet another point for the Seahawks. They have now exceeded 50% of Burlington Edison's score.
I like your optimistic math, Cooper.
Another one of those balls deflected long that we've seen so many of tonight.
Burlington's had some crazy sets to receive, but they've been able to keep the ball up. Good rally here. Whistler unable to capitalize. on a beautiful set there. Unfortunately, not able to get it over the net. And now back to that 50% of Burlington score margin, as Cooper would like to say it.
Number 2, Milani Rain with the score. Serve? Yes.
Once again, we'll see an attempted spike from the Seahawks, not able to get the height needed.
Brutal blocks from both sides tonight. There's that consistency from Burlington Edison. It's not a lot of power, but it is always in bounds.
Good ball from Bickley. Here's Keltner again. This time with the kill is Joey Keltner.
You can tell we're excited because we are maxing out the gain on these microphones up here.
Now serving for the Seahawks, number 4, Skylar Whistler.
Skylar Whistler to serve this, I believe, is her first time in the second set.
Good tip there from McKenzie.
They tricked us again. That went right over the blockers.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 3, Amy Howe.
Here's the junior, Renaud, to serve. Good read there from Goss and Whistler, letting that one sail out of bounds.
I might be making this whole consistency thing up, but
McKenzie with another tip. She's been very dangerous tonight. Seahawks really unable to anticipate correctly whether she's going to go with a powerful punch or a soft touch near the net. That time she goes for the latter, and it works, 19-10.
Bickley back in and getting her hands on the ball immediately.
This time Lauren Long with the spike. We haven't seen a lot of action from her lately.
Kind of trying to tip it over there, but not enough height.
Burlington now tasting victory yet again, just 5 points from a 2-0 set lead, as Anacortes will take another timeout. They're in desperate need of some playmaking here.
Anacortes taking another timeout. They couldn't seem to break up the momentum of Burlington Edison last time, but, you know, can't hurt to try again.
And like you said earlier, Coop, it's really interesting to see just because of the style of play that volleyball consists of. A point is scored every time the ball gets served, and so it's really hard to know what type of match we're going to see from set to set. You know, in the first one, it was a really close game all the way up until the last few points. But now a completely different tone and energy being set by Burlington here. They've grabbed the 20-10 lead. Huge deficit for Anacortes to overcome in the second set here.
Absolutely, and the way the score is reflected in the sets, if you were just joining in now, you might have expected that the first set went just the same as this one, when in fact it was quite close. We return to the action here with the senior from Burlington Edison at number 7, Gabriella McKenzie, serving. Back set to Kaiser. That ball coming within inches of the basketball support thing again.
Here's Smith as Ari keeping it in play. Almost a miscommunication from the Tigers, but they're able to send it over. Now Flynn to Kaiser. And once again, we see just a little too much on the spike from Kaiser.
They seem to have thought they had that one. But yeah. Oh.
Change of call there from the refs. This one going to Anacortes.
I don't know if we had that on camera, but the ref made some signal that we really need a cheat sheet for.
Here comes Flynn, so now we've got the sisters back in play together. Will it be the difference maker here in the second set? We hope it will, as Renaud sends to Smith.
That one just teetering on the edge of the net.
Bickley able to keep it up momentarily, but not enough of an arc on that ball to give Kenna an opportunity to set it properly. Point going to Burlington on that affair.
Anacortes now needing to score almost 3 points per, or actually more than 3 points for the Burlington Edison's 1. They pull it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cooper Nichols with the live mathematics here, as Anacortes gets that point from the out-of-bounds hit by the Tigers. Is it important to mention that Cooper brought some of his stats on a pre-calculus page, AP calculus page? The guy knows his math, folks. Let's get it straight. Good kill there from McKenzie. A continually motionless lead here for Burlington. 10 points. It's been like that for a while now.
Severa coming in for the Seahawks. I don't think we've seen this either match, actually.
No, her first time actually on camera as a varsity member of the squad.
That one way long by Alyssa Kaiser.
And you have to think, folks, with an 11-point deficit facing Swap and the Seahawks, this may be a decision simply to get Severa some playing time as we near the end of the second set. The likelihood of them being able to come back now from a 12-point lead that Burlington has acquired is fairly low. So trying to get this young player, Severa, just some time out on the court, really.
You can see the ball catching her by surprise last time. It's been quite a long time since her warm-up.
Good kill from Long there. Of course, I may be wrong. Anacortes could come back right now, and it could be all because of Severa. We'll just have to find out, folks. Still an 11-point lead for the Tigers as Bickley sends it over. And Renaud will look for Smith.
Good block there by Schuyler and Keltner.
Here's Whistler. Severa keeps it at play after the block from the Tigers. And
seeming to slip a little bit there before trying for the spike.
Well, there you have it, folks. 25-13, a very different score from the first set, but again, the same outcome. Now the Tigers with a 2-0 set lead over your home.
Welcome back, folks. Burlington Edison claiming those first 2 sets. Anacortes cannot afford to lose this third one, but in the break there, we actually saw the senior from Burlington Edison applying an ankle brace, and you've got to wonder if she's going to be all right for this next set and what that'll mean for the Seahawks coming into the third.
Yeah, she had some more inconspicuous bandaging going on in the first 2 sets that she was able to just kind of roll up under her sock, but the health person, I don't know what you call them these days, there's got to be a word for it, took that off, and then she went ahead and put braces on actually both of her legs. So McKenzie here in the third set, we'll see if those braces serve as a deterrent or a benefit to the senior.
Nevertheless, she's starting out, so she must be feeling good.
Tigers will get the serve here to open up the third set. Can they close it out in 3?
We sure hope not.
Yeah, indeed.
Bickley waiting to sub in as usual. Music's been cut, folks, and we're getting ready for action.
The Tigers just having a few words here before the opening serve of this third set. Trying to strategize a game plan to close this match out.
With only 8 players, I'm sure they're tired. They would love to end it with this one.
Now, the sophomore Milani Rain getting ready to serve. We've seen Some good plays from her tonight. Not as many as perhaps Mackenzie, but a sufficient amount, obviously, to give Burlington that 2-set lead. As Tyler sends it back over. And now Flynn will look for Keltner. This one, once again, out of bounds. I know, folks, it's getting a little repetitive, but that's the way it is.
Oh,
excuse me.
Point being reversed there.
Never mind. That's
Point to the Seahawks.
that we got. Well, that would be a travel if we were playing basketball. I'm not sure.
That's just a substitution for volleyball, folks.
Darn.
If we've learned one thing out of this second commentary experience of volleyball, it's that the one thing we still need to catch up on is the hand signals.
It would be great if we had like a volleyball player in the headset sort of feeding us information.
Oh, good read and a dump there. But Ilston is able to save it. Great dive there by the sophomore Seahawk. Great block there from Keltner. They're excited about that one as they're now grabbing a 2-0 lead here in the beginning of this third set. And already we're seeing the Seahawks presenting the different energy. Can they continue and stop the Tigers from closing this out in 3?
I sure would love to understand the way they line up for each serve. It seems to change every time.
Mackenzie sends it over with a tip, and Keltner keeps it up with her elbow there. And she'll tip it again.
It looks like they might have bumped the net, but the ref either missed it or I didn't see it properly. Oh, calling the other official over.
This would be a historic moment if Cooper just made the right read. We'll see if the rest call changes.
Definitely a first there.
Early on, we're seeing some different attacking methods by Gabriella Mackenzie. Not sure if it's a product of ankle pain or something else, but we haven't actually seen a legitimate spike from her yet. Just a couple quick tips. It may be from a completely different source.
Anacortes keeping the point there.
Here she is. There's a spike, and it's out of bounds.
That one so easily could have been capitalized on for Burlington. Edison. Anacortes was very lucky there. There was nobody in the corner.
Unorthodox play there from Mackenzie. Ilson will continue to serve here. And Renaud will look for Mackenzie. She'll tip it again. Seahawks starting to get a better read of her attacking strategies as Keltner blocked by Mackenzie there. Lots of back and forth battles we're seeing here between the two number 7s, Keltner and Mackenzie, from each of the respected sides. High ball received from Ilston, and Keltner will send over the free ball. Here's Mackenzie yet again. Great dive from Bickley and a save. Kenna keeping the play up, and Bickley will send it back over. We'll see Mackenzie again, this time blocked by Keltner.
This is quite the point, folks. Back and forth from both sides.
They call it in bounds. You've got to be kidding me. You know what, folks? Sometimes you just have to not even try to hide your enthusiasm. That was an exciting play. Great rally there from both sides. Anacortes coming out on top as now
5-1 here, the opposite of last set. We'd love to see it continue that way and result in an Anacortes lead.
Tip there from Mackenzie.
Keltner up for the spike. I keep mixing the two.
That would be Kaiser.
Oh, yes, that as well.
Well out of bounds there is the Tiger ball, as she whose last name creates music, Skylar Whistler, she'll get ready to serve yet again 6-1, but they'd love to tighten the set lead that Burlington has created for themselves and grab a win here in the third. Bit of miscommunication, but still saved by Tyler there. Kenna looking for Kaiser.
All the way across court there.
And this time, Keltner responds immediately. Spike on just the first hit after it's sent over by the Tigers.
That just maintaining Anacortes' dominance over this third set. Skylar making it a long ways to keep that one in the air.
And Bickley again with an incredible dive. Mackenzie's spike attempts as the ball rolls out of bounds there. Mackenzie's spike attempts proving to be a little less intimidating for the Seahawks in this third set than they have been in the previous two. Not rattled.
No, there's been no consistency in gameplay throughout. Like, from watching any one of the sets, you could not have predicted the outcome of the others.
No, absolutely not.
These are almost, sets from 3 completely different games.
Great kill there from Kaiser. Then again, who else would it be? As Bowser will come in for the Tigers. Renaud will look for Smith. She'll just tip it over. Reese trying to save it.
We certainly have been suffering from those tips today. It seems like very hard to prepare for that, because if they opt for the spike, you'll never have time to get there. You're almost forced to set up for the spike and then react afterwards to the tip.
That's Brooke Tyler with the serve. The tiniest member of the Tigers team, sitting at just 5'3". Then again, no lack of talent, as the ball too far there from the Seahawks. Climbing back in this third set is Burlington. Tyler to serve again. And
Kaiser feeding them some of their own medicine with a bit of a trick play there.
yeah, strong tip there. Great read there, Coop. Here comes Flynn, the younger of the two. Of course, Ken is already in. And she'll be serving now. Here's Smith trying to get the tip over, saved by Kendall immediately. Good block after the spike from Kaiser. Burlington not giving up yet. And Mackenzie will send over a free ball, and the older Flynn not able to dive well enough to keep that ball up there.
Number 8 now, Adria Ray serving for the Tigers.
And Bickley will send it over. Out of bounds once again. Anacortes, don't make any mistakes. Still holding a lead here. But it is depleting as the Tigers on their way to a small comeback here. And Long will send it over from back-to-back plays.
This one is all over the court. And that, I believe, is 4 hits from Burlington Edison. The only signal that is self-explanatory, so we feel pretty confident about that one.
Good dump there from Renaud. She'll keep it in play again here as Mackenzie will look, but Whistler keeping it at play as Flynn sends over the free baller now. Smith looking, Kendall denying her.
Number 3, the setter for Burlington Edison, really effortlessly getting into the air. She definitely has some hops.
Whistler there with a kill.
Now serving for the Seahawks, number 13, Alyssa Kaiser.
A little bit of tripping there, potentially from Burlington Edison.
Yeah, uncharacteristic serve receiving there by the Tigers. Unable to really do anything with the 3 hits they have available. then McKenzie with a quick response after not getting the ball over on the previous play.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 5, Jordan Smith.
The setup here where you only have one person doing most of the setting certainly has its advantages because they're very talented, but you see a lot of plays where both Ken on our team and Amy Renaud from Burlington Edison are just covering so much ground in the play, and it has to be taxing. A lot of power behind that one from Lauren Long, but into the top of the net. The tape. I should know that one.
Smith now serving.
Again into the tape. They're just letting me flex my vocabulary here.
Giving the Seahawks a 5-point lead. 13-8 here. Can they keep Burlington on their toes and win their first set of the night? As Kenna sets to a younger sister. I feel like I need to come up with a different line for that because pretty much all night we've seen Kenna go to Kendall, and the finish has been out of bounds.
There certainly is some connection there because Kenna seemingly didn't have to even look on the last one. She just knew where the ball needed to be. Block not working out for Burlington Edison there, sort of deflecting it into the ground.
Here comes Ilston in. She'll go ahead and serve. The serving specialist.
We do know that to be true, right? We're not making that up.
No.
Awesome.
I'm glad you're questioning our vocabulary on live television, though. McKenzie, this time the tip working out for her. So a little more similar to the first set than the second one we're seeing here in the third. Still a lead for Anacortes, but more back and forth.
And we will take it. We don't need anything more like that second set.
They're excited over that one. Keltner with the kill. We have so many opportunities for alliteration with these. Kaja with the kill, Keltner with the kill, Kenna with the kill, Kendall with the kill. You know, it's
that's like most of the team with names that start with K.
That's true. There's an ace.
Lining up again completely differently. Like the strategy behind that.
Here's McKenzie, and this time Whistler
Taking
can't
it to
keep
the
control
shoulder.
of that one, yeah.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 7, Gabriella McKenzie.
The senior not seeming phased by the ankle braces. That might be more of a preemptive protection than a reaction to an injury.
Good tip there from Kaiser, but still kept up by Burlington as Tyler will look to send it over, and she does. There's Kaiser with the kill once again, folks.
Absolutely resounding reaction there.
Enthused,
not having that.
to say the least. Here comes Long, subbing in for Bickley. And McKenzie will look to send it over. Not enough on that attempted hit. Touching the net and returning to the hands of Joey Keltner.
Anacortes pulling away again. 6 points up.
Cooper. What happened to the mathematician? It's 18-11. Well, oh my God.
That is my bad.
No. That's a 7-point lead. I just questioned your
I'm
math
pretty sure I said 6.
illegitimately. No, you said 7.
All right, we'll roll with that.
What are we doing, folks? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. 6-point lead for the Seahawks now in the third set as we're talking about math over here. Try to keep it interesting for you guys at home. Unsuccessful hit there.
we see consistently both of the hitters in that front line going up, and you got to wonder if that's just in preparation or if there's some sort of confusion tactics going on there.
Ilse receiving that serve. Good block there from Smith. Bickley will look.
Hitting it over. That doesn't happen often. Defensive specialist actually not allowed to play above the net in front of that.
Well, above
line.
the 10-foot line.
Yeah. That was all over the place.
That was
seemingly trying to hit every part of our gym.
You'd think if you came in here and saw the ceiling, you'd think the gym would be high enough, but the ball has touched the ceiling plenty of times tonight. This time in the favor of Anacortes, as Flynn getting ready to serve here in the late stages of this third set.
Fortunately, that went into the net, but for once we have a little bit of a buffer here. 5 points up. Michael knocking on wood here because he knows how sometimes we say that and then it just disappears.
Kendall looking, controlled by McKenzie. Here's the freshman Bowser.
Out of bounds.
Possibly a showing of inexperience there on the hit. Not able to place that well enough to keep it in bounds.
Skylar Whistler coming in for the Seahawks, and Bickley taking another short rest.
Keltner will look to set to Kaiser. And a kill for number 13.
That one was right into the ground. Burlington Edison had no chance. Tigers here taking a timeout, see if they can regroup as Anacortes.
Over on the home side. And you have to think that that may play a factor. Of course, no excuses. So we won't give anything to them for free.
Oh, absolutely not.
Whistler with the kill. Am I yelling a little too loud? Possibly.
It catches me by surprise every time. I jump a little in my school here. Volleyball, the only sport with sides I can think of where they don't switch.
Right.
And I wonder if that is good for Anacortes because they seem to play on the same side of the court when they're at home. Maybe there's some convention there that I'm unaware of.
After the ace from Kaiser, it'll come again. Rolling here to a 10-point lead and just one away from taking the set. Seahawks looking to stay alive here.
Oh.
Let ball. Kept up by the Tigers. Bowser sends it over. Kaiser receiving it well. Here's Whistler. They'll dump it over. That's Renaud.
Some confusion there from Anacortes. That's okay, though. We got 9 more chances before 8 due to the win by 2, maybe.
Before a threat creeps up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, Coop. Smith serving here. Good receiving from Keltner as Kenna with the diving attempt. It works well as Whistler's able to free ball it over. Here's McKenzie. They call that in bounds, folks.
I really thought that was out of bounds.
That's
maybe I need glasses.
It's a little close to me. Well, the refs have their own glasses, so they know it better than us.
That's all right.
Whistler able to wrap it up. I'm sorry, folks. I can't contain my excitement. You're obviously hearing it on your end. Maybe a little too loud, but heck.
Yeah, we do apologize in advance if any of you need to replace your laptop speakers. But it's
folks,
just too good here in the gym.
If you were here with us live, which we obviously wished you were, you'd be just as excited. Anacortes not going away yet, taking that win by 9, 25-16 coming relatively easy to them. A fair share of good plays tonight as well for the Seahawks.
You've got to wonder if Burlington Edison is struggling in part because they have no support. The away teams in these times can't bring anyone with them, and
right.
thus, they're
Yeah,
fighting the battle by themselves.
Crowd engagement, even with the low numbers that we're seeing here in the stands due to COVID-19 and the safety protocols, still plays a role, whether it be minimal or major.
Skyler taking the point right there from Burlington Edison, slipping off the blocker's fingers and into the ground.
Renaud sets for McKenzie. Ari with a nice dive. Good effort there from Bickley. But not enough. Tigers now tying the score 1-1.
Serving now is number 2, Milani Rain. Into the net. That's what Anacortes would like to see.
Yeah, we'll take that all day, folks. Make no mistake.
No doubt.
Whistler now getting ready to serve.
I don't think that one was meant to go over, playing in Anacortes' favor.
Good block there from Renaud. This time, Kaiser with the tip. And still in play. Good ball from Bickley. Of course, it rolls pretty far out of bounds.
I suppose they can't chase it into the other team's court there. Serving now the setter, Amy Rain.
Keltner. Good ball from Rain there. As Whistler keeping it in bounds. Might have been out, but we'll never know for sure, folks. Free baller there from Kaiser. And McKenzie will look, coming back to her early form that we saw in the first couple sets. Menacing spikes there from number 7, the only senior for the Tigers, Gabriella McKenzie.
That one again just in bounds. We don't know if it was on purpose or by chance, but it certainly was good placement.
Kaiser there, as Renaud looks to keep it in bounds. She will. And Skyler will send a free ball over. McKenzie will look for the tip, blocked by Keltner. Number 7s from each team going back and forth. And this time it will fall in the favor of Anacortes. Good block from Kenna.
Now serving for the Seahawks, number 7, Joey Keltner.
Tied up 3-3 here in the early stages of the 4th set. Strong hit again by the senior.
There's Long, and McKenzie with a block after a good hit to wrap up that rally and give Burlington a 1-point edge here. She'll now get ready to serve. Kenna will set to Bickley. They'll keep it at play. Smith will send it over.
That one almost certainly out of bounds, but number 2, Milani Rain, saving Anacortes there. Kendall Flynn coming in for Reese Ilston.
Smith will send the tip over, easily read by Flynn.
Joey Keltner trying to save that one, but it was just too far away. Those low balls are really difficult for the defense.
Coming right out of the hands of none other than, you guessed it, folks, Gabriella McKenzie. Every time I say her name, it's with a little less love because she's just killing, pun intended there, the Seahawks' chances here. And once again, number 7 stepping up.
They are taking advantage of the line being in rule here with volleyball.
Still a close game here. Tyler with a jump serve. Keltner able to get her hands under it.
Another one kept in by the opposing team. High ball again to Kaiser.
And
Good.
this time the block from Smith favoring Anacortes as it grabs the net there rather than sailing back over the top. Now Kaiser.
Sky Lewis are coming in for Ariana Bickley there. That one directly into the net. It's okay though. Team regrouping there in a little huddle.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 8, Adria Ray.
Here's Kaiser from the backcourt. Touched by a Tiger before it went out of bounds, so it will stay with the Seahawks.
Now serving for the Seahawks, number
Bickley coming back in there for Lauren Long. Only a 1-point game here, 6-7, Burlington Edison.
This time Mackenzie's attempt not good enough, but good read there from Adria Ray as Kenna sends that one a little too far to the left, out of bounds.
Now serving for the Tigers, Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith sending it over the net.
Kendall Flynn, sorry, little. As you can tell, we're both excited about that one. The freshman continuing to make plays here for the Seahawks in the later stages of this matchup against the Tigers. And she'll go ahead and exit the court on a high note as Ilson comes in to serve.
Another brutal hit by the senior.
This time Kaiser able to read it and with her upper forearms, keep the ball up. Good tip from Mackenzie to no avail, out of bounds.
Tied up here, 8-8.
If my palms are starting to get sweaty up here, just commentating, I can't imagine what the Seahawks players are experiencing here.
I was starting to wonder where you're going with that.
Well, it looks like it's clearly not affecting Ilston, as she's now serving for the 4th straight time after a quick ace there.
No, she's been hitting dingers all night.
Maybe the wrong sport, but that's okay. You know, gotta have variety, folks. Gotta have variety. Still a tie game here. Just a different score, 9-9. As Milani Rain will serve.
Sent high by Bickley, and Joey Keltner winding up.
Tyler looking. There's Keltner. Good kill from the senior. Just one of 3 on the Seahawks lineup.
Now serving for the Seahawks, number 4, Skylar Whistler.
And Burlington unable to get that one over the net.
Quite the recovery, but nobody was there. Skylar to keep serving.
That one will go straight over on the reception by Tyler, and she'll get a chance to spike it here. Bickley keeping it in bounds. Great effort we've seen from her all night. And the result is what we'd love to see. Kaiser with the kill. Now a 3-point lead for Anacortes. Can they boost it? We'll see here as Whistler sends it over.
Burlington Edison thinking that one was out, but it was not. Anacortes with the point.
Beautiful placement there in the back corner. And the Anacortes Seahawks know at this point in the match here. So the effort and consistency from the Seahawks really can't go down at all from this point forward if they want to win.
As seeing the open space and really capitalizing on it.
Now serving for the Tigers, number 3, Amy Renaud.
Low ball from Amy Renaud. Great ace there.
Sky Lewis, I'm sure, prepared for it this time. And it will go to her again.
Similar serve, just a different outcome. Mackenzie will tip just slightly inbounds, apparently.
That one certainly looked out from here. But the refs are calling it for Burlington Edison.
Swap talking things over with Whistler, ensuring that she's in the backcourt for this one as Keltner steps up.
Received by Kaiser. Oh, unfortunately player down for Burlington Edison.
She gets back up quickly, though, to no avail as the number 7v7 battle continues. Keltner taking the upper hand on that one and getting a great block on easily Burlington's best player, Gabriella Mackenzie. High arcing ball, well out of bounds there from Keltner, unfortunately. As the Tigers near a tie game here. Slim lead for the Seahawks. Can they run it up?
Kaiser slamming it into the net there. 14-14, all tied up in the middle of what seems to be the deciding set of the match.
Kenna will look for Kaiser.
Unfortunately, long again.
Now Burlington taking the lead for the first time in some time. Mackenzie will serve again.
Keltner taking a lot of the serves. Struggling with keeping the ball in bounds here over these last 3 points.
What we're seeing here as the Seahawks take their first time out of the fourth set, Mackenzie first. She's definitely been the difference maker for them, but in comparison on the Seahawks side of the court, it's been really a balanced night for them. You know,
Certainly
players
has. We've seen great kills from Kaiser, Long, and Keltner, and lots of receiving from the rest of the crew.
Of course, that time Kaiser's ball falls short as Mackenzie gets the let ball. That's a great way to score. Now a 4-point lead, a commanding lead for the Tigers. Seahawks don't want to let this get out of reach. They took a timeout for a reason.
Received by Bickley, very close to the net.
Flynn will dump it over as Smith gets ready to hit, and the block actually serving as a negative there by Long, unable to put it in the right direction, and Burlington now up 5.
The rest of Anacortes' team anxiously watching from the sidelines. They want this.
Burlington refusing to let those blocks stop them. This time it's enough. Kenna with a quick tip and a score for the Seahawks. She'll now get ready to serve as her sister enters the game.
Anacortes down by 4 here, but certainly not out. They could turn this around with 5 points to go on the 6 points to go from Burlington Edison's perspective.
And we've seen a lot of momentum changes throughout the first 3 sets here. So Anacortes by no means giving up. As Burlington try to keep it in play, not well enough. Sort of a weird ball there from Renaud as it sails into the back left corner for the Tigers, out of bounds.
Seemingly the ref's ladder thing getting in the way there. That
Good
point
call
to
there.
Anacortes.
A good call there from the Seahawks. Smith has had some great balls tonight for the Tigers, but this time, similar to what Anacortes has seen a handful of times, just a little too far. Right, and there again. Now bringing the Seahawks within 1 point.
Totally turning the game around here. With the Tigers now taking its momentum changes thus far. It's anyone's guess what's going on now.
Cooper, you're reading my mind. That one goes straight over.
Calmly played by Anacortes there.
Here's McKenzie. Ari keeps it up momentarily. And now reaching that sort of landmark. Once you get to 20, it gets tough to stop the Tigers. At least that's what we've seen tonight. Kaiser with kind of a blunt receiving there.
If anybody at home knows what a double thumb,
Reserve there. So the score will not change. Tyler will just get another opportunity to serve here.
What do you suspect was the violation there to cause the reserve?
Well, Cooper, to be honest with you, I just don't know. I'm reading the ref's fingers and doing whatever I can to express the calls.
Looks as though the players may not know either. But nevertheless, we're proceeding here.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there.
Gotta love it.
They like that spike from Lauren, but it's not over yet. Tigers keeping it at play, and they'll give it.
Beautiful play by Anacortes there, forcing 4 hits for the Tigers.
That's actually a lift, but
A what now?
a lift.
Oh, like they held onto the ball. What would I do without you?
Well, I think we can both agree what really matters, as the let ball from Kaiser goes over, is that they got the point on that one.
Fortunately, can't say the same about this last play. That one going to the Tigers. 2-point game here. Still, either team can claim it.
A lot of nervous stomachs in the gym, including mine, have to admit. Good block there. Double block, rather, from Flynn and Long. And now the Seahawks reaching that 20-point mark. So really it's anyone's game here. We are, in fact, in no man's land. We don't know who's going to win this set. And that's really been the best part of tonight is the mystery.
You can hear the thunder behind some of these hits. There's plenty of effort going into every play.
That ball just barely in bounds off the hands of Jordan Smith.
Bickley doing her very best to get to it, but too far away. Timeout to the Seahawks.
So now each team taking 2 in this 4th set. A lot of things. And that one will go out of bounds after the initial touch from Whistler.
The ref did a little chest bump there. Must have some soccer experience.
And pretty much the exact same play here.
It's now seeming like Anacortes' odds are pretty low with Burlington only needing 1 point.
The taste of victory on the tongues of Smith and the Burlington Edison Tigers. Let ball there. Kept up by Flynn. Schuyler will send it over.
We'd love to see them pull this one out.
Keeping it up is Kaiser.
Burlington Edison staying on the attack here up until Kaiser's last hit.
Keeping their composure are the Anacortes Seahawks, folks. They're not out of it yet, as the freshman Kendall Flynn will step out and give Ilston the opportunity to serve. 21-24, a dangerous deficit for the Seahawks, but one they are keen to overcome.
Playing it safe there with the serve.
Bit of
They can't
miscommunication
afford
from
it.
the Tigers there. Mackenzie's spike, as you hear the excitement in my voice. I
Wild
can't
block.
control it anymore, folks. Blocked fairly effortlessly there by the Seahawks, as Reese does a little kick off the ball to get it up to her hands.
If we can pull 2 more points, then we'll have 1 margin for error given that win by 2 rule.
Anacortes keeping it up. A lot of nerves everywhere. Keltner gets the block, but Burlington continues as Milani Rain sends it over. That'll end the game, folks.
Oh, man.
Wow, great play there from Rain.
Just barely inbounds, and Anacortes can't be thrilled about that one.
Disappointed faces universally on the Seahawks sideline, both coaches and players alike. Very unfortunate outcome.
Either way, that is a pretty strong showing from